Guys, we got a 2009 Maxima here, and we're gonna replace this axle. As you can see, this axle boot is ripped, so we're gonna replace it. You see that big fat bolt that look like 15 or 16 or 17 millimeter? There's one on the opposite side, and we should be able to see that once we remove this. It's all the way in there. It's all the way in there. So we're gonna take off this, and this little guy, and there should be one right there. And we're gonna try to protect the ABS cable. So what you want to do is you want to remove these grommets here. Don't yank on the cable too much, because you don't want to damage the cable internals itself. So take it easy, and you don't want to stretch this line. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this cotter pin. We're gonna take off this big bolt here, this fat bolt here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this little guy. We're gonna take off this little retainer here and this bolt here. So the strut is gonna release everything. And at the same time, we might have to take off this guy, right? So we're gonna take off this cotter pin, remove this bolt, pop this tie rod, so we can move back and forth pretty easy, and the axle should come out. It's the same process on the opposite side. Only thing is, the opposite axle is not as long as this one. The opposite axle just ends just about over there, so it only reaches up to here. It's like half the size. So same procedure, same thing, and I'm gonna show you that one. You guys should be able to. This one has a bearing in the center, so it's a little bit difficult. So that's something that you don't have to do on the opposite side. So let's continue this job. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off right here. We're gonna take this little guy. We're gonna take this cotter pin out. We probably put a new one here because it's already broken in half on this side. So we might have a new one with the axle. Okay, so this baby is gonna come out. So what I like to do is, this is how I take these babies out. Very simple and easy. Up. And what we do here is I just grab these and I just pull on them. And just keep doing that. And this baby should just release itself all the way. Okay, we'll get the correct socket for this. But meanwhile, let's go in the bottom. Let's take off this bottom cotter pin here. Whoop! There you go. Always a good idea to put a new cotter pins in. And if you can manage to save them, good. Sometimes they break off, so what you want to do is splice it here. Let this bolt itself with the impact gun eat that little guy. And sometimes what I do is I just do that and I just pull it out the other way. There you go. So that's out. It's time for us to, while we at it, I usually use my cutter here to take this as well. What I like to do is I like to take this off as well right now. And my hand is a little bit tired because I'm holding the camera, the light, everything. So this little guy comes right off just like that. That should release our line. So we should have flexibility in line and this cable, okay? Very expensive sensor. Be careful, okay? So time to take off this, 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 and then we will get the tools for the two bolts in the center. Okay, to start off, we're gonna use this fork. What I wanna do is I wanna remove all these clips. These clips usually tend to break, so if they break, replace them, because you don't want this cover falling on you. But sometimes you can't find those clips and you might have to put screws. And these are just turbo clips, turbo design. Anyways, once you take off these clips, your cover should simply just come off. Okay, let me put the clip away. And this cover should, unless there's one more clip in there, but this is all we need. That cover just falls to the ground. Looks like nobody ever changed the filter on this guy, so we got a lot of space now. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get our impact gun ready and we're gonna demolish this guy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off from not here. We're gonna start off by knocking out the tie rod. Okay, so the tie rod here is a 20 millimeter. Oh, going the wrong way. Keep the bolt and the washer the way it is, because that goes there. So what you want to do is tap this or get a fork, pop it up, or they sell a tool. So once this is off, our steering should just be free. So what we're gonna do here is I like to put this bolt, and if I get lucky, what you want to do is you want to tap it here, or just bang the crap. There you go, bang the crap out of it, but you don't want to damage the threads. Once this is out, and this tie rod don't feel so good, you should be able to maneuver this any way you like. It's time for us to start removing things. We'll start off by removing this guy next. So this guy is a 32 millimeter. I don't see any washers here, and sometimes your axle will be seized up. It won't even push back like that. So if your axle doesn't push back and come forward like that, whoo, good luck. I'd rather just leave it alone, tell the customer, new hub and everything, because I've seen if you bang, 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 you're going to damage your threads. You're not going to be able to put it back together. So that's that. Let's move on further. And what we're going to do is we're going to get this off and this off. And then we're going to knock out 1 and 2. And we should be able to maneuver this axle this way. Should be able to. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I don't know if I'm missing clips because I just pressed record and it did something else. Anyways, yeah. Okay, axle's here, so I'm going to show you guys the axle. What we're going to do is we're going to put this guy here. 21. Yep, there you go. And a 21 and a 21. Oh, there you go. So we're gonna take off this stud. Take off this stud. Be careful with your ABS line. I keep saying that. I have broken these in the past. Nothing cheap, nothing simple, nothing hard either. But why break something that doesn't need to be broken? Let's put this to the side here. Make sure we bring it back once we take off that axle and once we're done. So let's push this axle. Okay, very simple. All I'm doing here is pushing the axle out. There you go. We're gonna let this baby sit there. That's perfectly fine right there. The brake line is not being stretched out. So remember the 2 bolts, 1 and 1. Let's take those off next. Okay, boys and girls, here's a long extension, 1/2-inch drive, swivel, and we got a 16 millimeter. That's what's gonna fit in that baby right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna, from right here, we're gonna fish it. Ooh, there you go. Let me see if I can get this baby out. Just the bolt. It's loose already. And try to keep it in order just in case they're different sizes. But I don't think so. One on the opposite side. If you guys can see it from there. I'm sure you guys know talking about here. There you go. Everything is loose. The axle is ready to come out. So the problem here is the axle is long and there's a bearing in between. So what I like to do is I like to tap it from the back end, which camera might not see, but if you get lucky, you should be able to just do that and it come out. But I highly doubt it. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go underneath with a light and pry bar and a hammer. So here's the pry bar that I'm using and a light, and I got me a hammer. So from right down here somewhere, I'm gonna have to figure out where I gotta bang on this axle to push this axle out. Okay, I see it. I see a weak spot. The axle to be banged out. This is the spot right here. I'm sure you guys can see it right by the exhaust pipe. So, and I'm gonna watch my head so the fluid doesn't go straight into my eyes, because some of the fluid is gonna come out. Okay, there it goes. If I'm unlucky, it's not gonna move. I think I'm lucky here. Okay, I'm not lucky so far. Ooh. So far, I'm not lucky. Okay, what's going on? Come on, baby. I thought it budged, but it didn't. Nothing is happening so far. Oh, yeah. Nothing happened so far. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep banging it, guys, and then we'll continue. From down there. Ooh, this job ain't easy. If you guys looking to ask me how much labor for this shit is, I would say about like $500 if it's jammed up. Other than that, it's like $190. Is it fair if it comes out? But yeah, we only budged half a quarter inch. That's all budged here so far. Let's see if I can hit it from this angle. There you go. Got it right in the neck. It's moving. And no fluid is coming out. I guess either it's low or there ain't shit in there. But good half an hour of banging. And guess what? This baby is out. Let's go take a look at the new and old axle. Let me go put this away and I'll come right back for the camera. Woo! Okay, let's take the camera. And just to show you guys, right here, this is the spot right here. This is the spot right here. Let's go take a look at the axle. So here's our new axle. Always try to match it up. If you got like a reflector wheel here, you might have to take it off. And this one doesn't have it, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's take off the bolt. Make sure you check the length, the bearing to bearing. Look at this. That's all the banging I did. So remember how this guy faces down. The flat side is up. So that's how we're going to do. And make sure you check to see if this is not damaged, okay? This little guy right here, a lot of time they'll throw the box on the floor. Bam! This thing gets damaged just like that. Anyways, let's take this baby and put it back in the car. Clean up that area right there, lubricate it. We're gonna stick this axle right back in. Okay, boys and girls, we got the new axle. And we're gonna drop this baby right in. Should be nice and easy. You might have to go down there, look at the bottom end. And remember, the oval area is up on the top. Once we get it through here, I'm gonna go down below and see if it goes into the transmission. Because it's not gonna, it won't even go any further than this if nothing is aligned on the other end. So I'm gonna take the light from here. There you go, I see the axle on here. The baby's looking at me to guide it a bit. There you go, it's in the hole, so we're gonna come back out. We need to pay more attention to this side now. lift it. Make sure it went right in. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Easy peasy. He's just taking it out. It's hard. The 2 bolts go in. 1 and I need my extension here. And here's the 2nd bolt. I might have to move it around a bit. Let's see. Hey, what happened here? Oh, my socket just came off. I thought the bolt went right through, but that wasn't the case. There you go. 1. And let me get this side too. 2. There you go. Woo! Baby's in. So let me get my impact gun. Here comes the impact gun. Sometimes things don't go your way. It's all good, but it took me a good half an hour to bang that baby out. It took serious banging. I will still charge the customer about like 190, maybe like 210, 20. A little bit extra effort. I'm sure my customers are understandable. And that's fair. That's in, that's tight. So there's our new axle. Let's just take a picture for a thumbnail. There it is. Anyways, boys and girls, let's continue to work. And let's put our camera right where we're sitting at. Okay, I'm pretty much tired. Remember to bring your ABS line back on this side before we smack in the axle. Okay, so what we need to do here is we need to take our axle, put it in, make sure it captures. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put the spindle onto the strut. We're gonna grab 1 bolt, line everything, move it around a bit. There you go. Once you get 1 little bit of it, the rest is just history. Woo! Let's do the bottom one. Wiggle it around. There you go. Put our ABS cable in both sides. There you go. So far looking good. Whoops. Here goes this baby. And we got the other bolt. So let's get our impact gun. And let's look for the 21. 21 on the 21. 1. 2. Okay. Let's put in our brake line here. Make sure that sits where it belongs. If it doesn't sit properly, it won't line properly, and your retainer here won't go in properly. Bada bing, bada boom. All I need to do is put the tie rod in, guys. I'm gonna leave it there so you guys can take over from here. Put in your tie rod. This baby right here. Don't forget that little washer. Okay, and let's put this washer. Okay, don't forget the axle. Don't forget to tighten this tie rod here. Don't forget to tighten the axle. Don't forget to put the cotter pin. Don't forget to put the cotter pin. Everything is nice and tight. Look for leaks in the transmission. So let's look at this baby down here. So this is where I guided in this baby right into the transmission mouth. Bada bing, bada boom. We got a power steering line. Gonna have a video on that as well. And let me give you guys a part number since I came to grab the bolt here. That's the beginning window. There it is, part number. Axle, brand new axle. Don't put no refurbished AutoZone stuff, because that refurbished stuff is no good, guys. It's no joke. You're gonna do a hell of a job, and you're gonna have a click sound. And don't forget to put the cover in. I am gonna leave this cover off because I do need to do a power steering pump and a line. That's later in the video down the road. But I'm all done here, and this is I'm gonna finish out.